Good evening, students. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Python video lesson number 23. For the past 5 to 10 lessons, we studied about data types. Very beginning, we studied data types are classified into number, sequence, set, and then dictionary. Under number, integer, float. So under sequence, we studied string, tuple, list, then set, dictionary. These are the data types we studied for the past 5 to 10 lessons. Now we are going to study about function. New concept that is called as a function. Function is a group of statements. Function is a group of statements that perform specific tasks. First, as usual, we will go for definition and then advantages of using function in our program. Then we can go for the program. Function. Group of statements that performs specific tasks. Group of statement that performs specific tasks. Then we will see advantages of function. First one, avoids repetition. First one is avoid repetition. Second one is code reusability. Third one is modularity of application. Fourth one is different programmer can work different function. These are the advantages of function. So function, group of statement that perform specific tasks. It avoids repetition. How? Consider we are having one group of statements. In our program, that group of statement should be used more than one times. For example, 10 times. Instead of typing this group of statements 10 times, we can create a one function that has these 10 statements only once. Our program can contain function call for 10 times. 10 times this function call will be replaced by group of statements. These 10 statements available in the function. That is what is called as a avoid repetition. So here we are avoiding repetition of these 10 statements. So avoid repetition. Code reusability. Same set of code can be used at different location of our program. That is what is code reusability. Same set of code can be used once we declare the statements in the function. Whenever we call the function, these set of or group of statements will be replaced or can be used at many times. Modularity of application. Modularity means small set. That means are dividing the program or dividing the application into small set of models. How? Just consider we want to create one program or one application just like a calculator, just like a physical calculator. We want to create a one application just like a calculator. Already we know calculator does addition, subtraction, multiplication as well as division. Here we can divide the program, we can divide the application into four models. One is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay, that is why it called as a each model can be considered as a one function. So here modularity of application, it is very much useful for making one complicated application into a small and clear and understandable models of functions. Different programmers can work different functions. Just like a calculator, addition function, subtraction function, division function, as well as multiplication function. So here we are dividing one application into 4 functions. These 4 individual functions can be worked by different programmers. One programmer can work only addition function. Another program can work for only subtraction program. That is why different programmers can work on different function. So these are the advantages of function. So group of statement that perform specific tasks. Advantages of function: it avoids repetitions, it gives code reusability, modularity of applications, different programmers can work different functions. Then types of function. First one is, the 4 types are there. First one is user defined function. User defined function. Next one is built-in function. Third one is lambda function. Fourth one is regression function. Recursive or regression function. First we will see user defined function. User defined function is nothing but created by user or defined by user. These functions are written or defined or created by user. Built-in function. They are inbuilt within Python. While studying sequence, string, list, as well as tuple, set, dictionary, we studied so many functions. For example, len, is upper, is lower. These are inbuilt function or built-in function within Python. Lambda function, or we can call it as anonymous. Anonymous or unnamed function. Unnamed function. No need to give any name for the lambda function. That is lambda function or anonymous function or unnamed function. Next one is recursive function. It calls, a function calls itself. A function call itself. That is what is called as a recursive function. First we will see user defined function. As usual, first we will see syntax, then we can go for program. So first syntax is definition, then here should be function name. Definition, function name, within bracket we should have arguments or parameter. Parameter 1, comma, parameter 2, comma, so on up to. We can have so many numbers of parameters. Parameter n. Again colon. It should be like this. Instead of parameter we can have PM. PM stands for parameter. Parameter n. Last column. Here we should have set of statement. Set of statement. Here we should have one function call. Function name, open bracket. Here argument. Argument 1. AR stands for argument 1. Otherwise ARG1, comma. ARG 2, comma, so on up to ARGN. It is also optional. Okay. Here, definition. Def is an abbreviation for definition. We are defining or we are creating one new function. Here, function name. These are the parameters. These parameters are optional. If it is needed, we can give, otherwise we can skip. At last, we need one colon. After def statement, some indent. One indent we have to give. That is half inch space. Set of statements. Here, function call. Function call means function name within bracket, whatever parameters available in the function definition, we have to give the arguments. This is the syntax for user-defined function. Now, I will write one program which explains clearly how we can use user-defined function. So our aim is, I like to display our institute name, that is Success Computer Education 3 times. I like to display Success Computer Education 3 times with the help of function. So already we studied, we have to create one user-defined function. Function name may be whatever maybe you want, you can give it. I like to display here this success. This is my function name. Open bracket, close bracket, colon. Okay, here I like to type our institute name. Success Computer Education. That's all. Then we are creating one function that is called as a user-defined function. User-defined function. Here I have to call the function. Function name is diff_success. That's all. First I will save it. And now I run it. See here, Success Computer Education. First, this success will execute. That is called as a function call. This statement calls this function. This function contains only one statement, that is print success computer education, that will be displayed. But our aim is we want to display success computer education for 3 times. Instead of typing print success computer education, we call this function again, diff success. So that is what is called as a code reusability. Same set of code we are using 3 times here. Again, one more function call. Same thing. Same set of code is used again and again. Now we will get 2 times success computer education. Third time also this success. We get 3 times. So reusability, avoid repetition. In addition to that, we can use print also here. This success. That's also correct. See it here, 4 times of the success computer education. Okay, so that is the usage of how we can create one user-defined function. Then we will go for what about this parameter and argument, sir? What about the parameters and the argument. That we will study it now. Parameters and arguments. Parameters are variables used in function definition. See, this is the function definition. We are defining one new function. Parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter n. So parameters are the variables used in function definition, whereas arguments are values. Arguments are values in function call. In function call, we pass, whereas arguments are values in function call. Argument 1, argument 2, argument n. These are the values. These are the variables. Here we have to give variable name. Here we have to give values. We pass argument to parameter. That means while calling this function, this value stored in argument will be passed to parameter 1. Values are stored into parameter. So argument is a values, parameter is a variable. These values will be stored into variable. That's all. So parameters and arguments. Parameters are variables used in function definition, whereas arguments are variables used in function call. We pass arguments to the parameters. Here also there are 4 types of parameters. Sorry, arguments are there. You will see one by one. Arguments types. First one is required argument. Second one is keyword arguments. Third one is default argument. Fourth one is variable length argument. Variable length argument. First we will see required argument. For required argument, the number of the argument should exactly match number of the parameters in function definition. Number of argument should match. Number of arguments should exactly match number of parameters. Arguments should be put in proper order. So required arguments, number of arguments should exactly match number of parameters. For example, while defining the function, we are using 3 parameters. Function call also should have 3 arguments. So first argument should match first parameter. That is because the argument should be put in proper order. Now I will write one small program which explains usage of required argument clearly. Arguments in whatever we are studying in comes under user defined function. required arguments, keyword arguments, default arguments, variable length arguments, all are comes under user defined function. So we have to define one function, def. Then function name, print data. I like to display name, one student name, or one EMP name, employee name, and his age. So I can declare two parameters here. I declare two parameters. Already we studied parameters are variables in function definition. So here I would like to display name, then print age. That's all. Okay, so we need function call print data. Since here two variables are there, two parameters are there, we have to give two arguments, Selva, comma 45. That's all. These are called required arguments. So required arguments are two concepts are there. One is number of argument. We are having two arguments here. Should exactly match number of parameter. Here also two parameters. Here also two arguments. The argument should be placed in proper order. First argument is Selva. Selva for name. 45 for age. So it's also placed in proper order. We should not place 45 comma Selva. It is improper order. Then 45 will be stored into name. Selva will try to store into age. That is improper order. So number of arguments should exactly match number of parameters. In addition to that, argument should be placed in proper order. This is called as a required arguments. I'll save the program. 85. See it here. Some error comes. We'll see. Here I need one comma. Here Selva 45. So what about next one? Keyword argument. Here also number of the argument should exactly match, just like required argument. Exactly match number of parameters. Argument can be assigned to variables. Arguments can be assigned to variables or parameters. The function call itself. Function call itself. So number of the argument should exactly match number of the parameters. Okay, just like a required arguments. But here arguments can be assigned to parameters in the function call itself. One more concept, arguments may be in improper order. Here argument should be put in proper order. Here arguments may be in improper order. Number of the arguments should exactly match number of parameters. Arguments can be assigned to parameters in the function call itself. Arguments may be put in improper order. How? We will see one program. Same thing, we can save it in different name. 86. That is keyword argument. Here we are having two parameters. We have function call print data, then age equal to 45, comma name equal to Selva. See it here. This is keyword argument, keyword argument. Here two values are there, two arguments are there, 45 as well as Selva. Here two parameters are there, name and age. So number of arguments available in function call should exactly match number of parameters in function definition. First point is correct, no problem. Arguments can be assigned to parameter in function call itself. We are trying to assign 45, that is argument, into parameter, that is age. Similarly, argument Selva is assigning to parameter name. Second point also clear. That means argument can be assigned to parameters in function call itself. Third point, arguments may be in improper order. So in previous case, that is in required argument, we have to place here first Selva and then 45. Here arguments may be placed in improper order. So age is put front, next name given. That's no problem. That is what is called as a keyword argument. Now I save the program and then run the program. CTR name Selva. So name Selva is a two parameter. Two arguments are there. So arguments can be assigned in the to the parameter in function call itself. Arguments may be put in improper order also. Okay. Third one is default parameter. Parameter. Here default values can be assigned to parameters. Default values can be assigned to parameters. If no values given, not present in function call, these default values will be assigned to parameters. One more thing. No need to match number of arguments with number of parameters. In previous two cases, that is required argument as well as keyword argument, number of the argument should exactly match number of the parameters. Whereas in default parameter, there is no need to match number of argument with the number of parameters. The default values can be assigned to parameters. In function definition itself, we can assign values to the parameters. If no values, there is no arguments are available in the function for the parameter, default values will be assigned to the parameters. No need to match, no need to be exactly match number of argument with number of parameters. Now I will write one program which clearly explains default parameters. You can open the same program. Default argument, we can save in different name. Here we can give directly some values. Default argument. For age, I am giving 35. Here no need to give values for age. Since we are giving values here. This is default argument. We will see the output first. See here, Selva 35. So, first question, default values will be assigned to parameters first. That is 35 will be assigned. If the values are not available or not present in the function call. Here we are not giving any values or argument for age. Okay, that is why your default value 35 will be assigned to age. That's second point is the number of the arguments need not be matched number of the parameters. Here we are passing only one argument. That also you can remove. We are passing only one argument. That argument will be stored into name. But here two parameters are there. So there is no need to match number of arguments with the number of parameters. Here, what will happen, sir? Here I am giving 45. Okay, now Selva will be assigned to name, 45 will be assigned to age. Okay, if required arguments are there, the required arguments overrides the default argument. This is default arguments. This is required arguments. Okay, this required arguments overrides default arguments. Default arguments. This is required arguments. Required arguments. Since the default arguments we are having 35 into 8, it is one requirement required arguments. Here we need two required arguments. We'll see it here. So Selva 2 times are Selva 35. In this case, this age is assigned with 35, but it overrides by 45. Now required arguments overrides the default arguments. Today I stopped here itself. We need one more argument type, that is variable length argument, that we will study in the next class. Today we studied about function. Function is a group of statements that perform specific tasks. Advantages of functions: code reusability, avoid repetition, modularity of application, different programmers can work different function. Types of function. There are 4 types: user-defined function, built-in function, lambda function, recursive function. User-defined function. Syntax for user-defined function. Then we wrote one program, how we can use define one user-defined function, how we can call it. That is why we studied. Then parameters and the arguments. Difference between the parameters and then arguments. Parameters are the variables used in function definition, whereas arguments are values in function call. We pass argument to the parameter. Then we studied about arguments type. There are 4 types are there: required arguments, keyword arguments, default arguments, variable length arguments. For required argument, keyword arguments, number of the arguments should exactly match number of the parameters. In required argument, argument should be put in proper order, whereas in keyword arguments, it is no more need to put in proper order. Arguments may be put in improper order. Default parameters. Default values can be assigned to parameters in function definition itself. If no values are present in function, no values are present in function call. Function call. Then default values will be assigned to parameters. No need to match number of the argument with number of the parameters. That is the concept. Okay. Today I stopped here itself. I hope all of you enjoyed this lesson. In coming lesson, we will study little bit more. Until then, thank you students. Bye bye.